I ended up having a viral moment to where I had like 200 plus thousands of views,
Wow.
a lot of comments. It was just something very simple. It was like a very simple video that turned into something really huge to where I went from like having 400 followers to now having 14.8K.
Oh my
Like it
gosh.
was huge. It was something very simple, like, because they're like with TikTok or like with Instagram, like it's all about trends. I had seen a trend where like a person was like, I want to go viral, da 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 da. And I was like, maybe what if I did this? So I literally I was in the car recording it and I was like, I want to go viral. This is what you have to do to go viral. And then boom, it
That is really cool.
exploded and it gave me that momentum to be like, you know what, I want to keep going.
This episode of the Exhausted Superwoman Podcast is sponsored by Kountz Wellness Collective Co., LLC, a healing-centered wellness company supporting women who have been carrying too much for too long.
That last time. Okay, so it's magnetic.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. So, okay, it's kind of like the DJI one, but a little bit more smaller, which I like this.
Sure, I don't even know. Listen, I don't even know what you said to me, and I was like,
Oh,
yup.
it's the little camera that a lot of content creators now have.
What is
A DJI. It's like the little one where it has like the front facing camera and it flips and it kind of is little, yeah. I
Okay.
have it in my car so I can show you
Yeah, I want to
after.
see what that look like.
Yeah,
'cause
it's a good investment, like the quality of it.
It's the one that's $500.
Yeah, it's like 5
Mhm.
something.
That one.
Yep.
Okay.
Or you can get like the whole kit, like because my boyfriend he has the kit, and with it came with like the mics, the tripod, and I think it was like 8, 9 something.
Okay. Okay.
It was
Listen, it's a nice
yeah,
little investment.
yeah.
I have to
But
consider
I've
it.
always, even before then, I was using my phone and
Yeah.
I was fine.
Okay.
So.
And that's what we had. Is like, I just want it to
Mhm.
be organic. We're going to have the lights going.
Yeah. As long as the lighting is good,
Then we
and
good.
then we good.
Okay. So when I met you, so do you pronounce your name Akia?
Yes, Akia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't want to be calling you the wrong name.
I get called so many different things, like you wouldn't even believe, and I'm just like,
Tell me. I'm curious.
yeah. So people will be like, "Is it Akila?" And I'm like, "There's no L."
Where's the L?
Like,
They've just inserted the L.
or they'll be like Akaya, and I'm like, "There's no I." So
Don't
how
look
are
it.
y'all? How are y'all?
Just curious.
Yeah, I just be like, okay, whatever, you know. But it's Akia.
Okay. So my name is Vernette, and people say Bernadette, Burnett, Bernetta, Bernetta, Bernadette. I've had Renee, and I'm like, just tell me how we got that one.
Yeah, how?
I don't care about all the other
Yeah, I
ones
was
because
like that is so Renette, like
I don't get it, but I understand. I think as Black women, we're like, especially when we have like creative
Yeah.
names, what I found is that some of us are like, no, it's this. And then some of us are like whatever feels most comfortable. Like, where do you land?
I used to be one of those like, no, it's pronounced this.
Okay.
Until I was just like, at this point, it is what it is. Y'all gonna call me whatever. Me personally, I'm just like, it's whatever, because some people like they take it personally and then it creates confrontation. I'm just like over my name, like how to pronounce, like it's not that big of a deal to me. Now, when it came to like me graduating and y'all saying my name, like, oh yeah, y'all need to make sure that y'all are saying it right.
Y'all gonna get this right.
Y'all gonna get it right.
Yeah.
And so luckily, thank God, like there has never been any problems
Okay.
when it came to me graduating from high school and college, like them saying it wrong. So I was like, okay, that's what I care about. Or like just going out and like in public places or like speaking, recording. So I'm just like, okay, I don't really care if like it's first interaction, you're like, Akila, Akaya. I'm like, oh, it's Akia. But like, if we are doing something important and you can't even say my name, then I'll be like, okay, yeah, it's a Kia, like the car, like you're driving a Kia, but it's a Kia. So.
Oh, I like that. Okay. I'm curious because I've heard different reasons as to why, not that we get offended or that we feel some type of way that our name is mispronounced, but and then I also understand the energetic part that comes with it, where it's like, It's not worth it. I don't
Yeah, I
care enough.
care.
And I think it's
Yeah.
a little bit of A, a little bit of B. I think it's
Mhm.
definitely in environments. In certain environments, it matters.
Yeah.
In others, it's like, I mean, I'm not going to see you tomorrow, so it
Yeah,
doesn't.
so it don't matter. Like, you're not gonna remember my name by
Yeah.
an hour later. You're not gonna remember, so it's okay.
And I feel like some of it's, for me, it's the mood that I'm in.
Okay. Like, I'll be a little snappish, like, "No, it's a Kia."
That's right. And you
Yeah.
better get it
Get it
right.
right.
Have
Mhm.
you had people, out of curiosity, have you had people say this statement? Well, do you have a nickname or do you but from a standpoint of not like, hey girl, let's be besties. Can I have a
Mhm.
nickname for you? So we have a
Yeah.
connection, but more so of like, it's making it easier for me.
Yeah, they'll ask me like, "Oh, well, like, what's your nickname?"
Mm.
And then when I tell them my nickname, they're like, "Okay, I'll just call you Akia instead."
What's your
Because
nickname?
so I actually have 2 middle names.
Okay.
So,
Talk to us, honey.
my mom, being the first. I don't know what it is with mom or parents in general, just doing the whole, like, with the first child, they have the longest name, but I
Yeah.
have the longest name.
Okay.
And so it's Akia Deshawn Omari Gray.
Oh, I love
And
that.
the moment that I'm like, "Oh, my middle name is Deshawn Omari," they're like, "I'm just gonna call you Akia or Kia." And I'm like, "Okay,
Okay.
that's fine." Like, because I don't really tell people, like, my middle name, like, because
Okay.
I rather them just call me by my first name, but,
Mhm.
like, my family, they'll call me from time to time, like, Mari, which is my main middle name, just
Yes.
taking off the Omari
Okay.
part, but I'm just like, "No, I'd rather just call me by my first name." 'Cause
Why do you have two middle names?
I literally ask my mom this all the time, like, "What made
'Cause
you
mom
come
said
up with
so.
my name?" And she was like, "It just sounded cute." And I was just like, "Okay." But then with my sister and brother, like, they only have 1 middle name. And I'm like, "Why did I have to be the difficult one?" She's like, "Well, I mean, you were the first." So
Not
I didn't know really
difficult.
what I was doing. I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, that makes sense."
So you're
But
just figuring it
still,
out, including the
yeah.
names.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Overstand. So
so
you're the oldest.
I'm the oldest.
So talk me through what that's like being the oldest. I'm the youngest. I'm the baby girl.
Yeah.
So I don't
I
know
was
what
like, "You
it's
probably had
like.
it easier."
I wouldn't say that I had it easier. I'd say I had it different because my sister has just a different personality than I do. And so, but now our roles have switched because I looked at more so in my family as kind of the one that's coming up as the elder, just
Yeah.
kind of how life has transitioned in the way
Yeah.
that it has. So I'm curious, just tell me about being the oldest.
So, like you've mentioned, like, between your older sister and you, like, it was different.
Mhm.
For me, it was different as well. Like, I felt like with me growing up, I felt like I had to be perfect in a
Yeah.
way because, the saying goes, well, your younger siblings, they look up to you. And so I just felt as if like I had to be that role model
Mm.
to where I didn't want to do any wrongs because then if I do something wrong, they're not gonna wanna look at me as a role model. And it was just like there were times where, like, when it came to dating, like my mom, she never like sheltered me. So I was able to date like starting
Yeah.
at 16.
Mm.
But when it came to like, boys coming over and stuff, like for me, she no.
Oh.
But for like my sister and brother, like
Mhm.
it was okay, whatever. It's like as long as y'all stay downstairs or like as long as the door is open. And I will always tell my mom, "You're not like that with me." Not like that with me. And she was like,
Yeah.
"Well, I mean, you're the oldest." Like, I felt like sometimes I was like the trial and error when it
Yeah.
came to like her being a mother.
Mhm.
And then with them, like, it was like, okay, well, I've learned from experience already from you. So now I know how to navigate when it comes to them. And so I never like did take it personally, but I've
Mhm.
always told her, like, y'all had it easy. Like, mom was always on my tail about everything. Like I felt like I was always getting in trouble because she would just be like, "But they're looking up to you, like you're the oldest." But I always kind of felt like my sister or like my brother, they didn't really look up to me like
Yeah.
how I thought they did during the
Mhm.
time. But now that we're all older, my sister, she's getting to that point where she does come to me for advice and
Mhm.
she'll ask me like what I think about this, what I think about that, and like how should I navigate when it comes to like, her wanting to elevate in life. And it makes those moments more cherishable because I've always tried to like lead her in the right direction, but I had to learn to back off because it was creating problems in like our relationship because she felt as if like I was trying to be like our mom. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, like, I want for you to not make the same mistakes as I did. Like, I want for life to be a little more easier for you. Like, it's okay that it's hard for me because I'm figuring it out. Like, I have to figure it out. But for you all, like, laying out the foundation for you all to be able to succeed and to figure things out in life. And so I'm just like, wow, like now with her doing that, it makes me feel like, okay, I'm doing things right. And I don't have to feel as if like I have to do things perfectly because now with, me being on social media, being a content creator, there are some things that I do keep private. And there are some things that like I do display out on, social media. And so sometimes when there is something that I'm like figuring out, I'll figure it out and then I'll like talk about it on social media. And then like my friends, they'll be like, I look up to you and like you inspire me.
That's
And
awesome.
so it makes me feel really good to know that and knowing that, I did when it came to me graduating from undergrad, like literally 2 days after graduation, I moved up north because my job was at University of Cincinnati. Got in research, worked in pathology, absolutely loved it, but it was like I moved so far from here
Yeah.
to a place where I have no friends. It was like I was starting my own life. I mean, I had family that was like an hour away, but I still wanted to be able to create a life for myself. Now, knowing that I did that for 2.5 years, now I'm back. I have a line sister. We actually have the same name. Her name is Akia.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, but hers is spelled a little bit different.
Yeah.
Hers is spelled with an I instead
Oh,
of
I
an E
love
like
that.
mine. She
Nice.
tells me all the time that she looks up to me because I made that move and like I've just been doing things a lot on my own to where like, she's so confined with just being in one particular area to now she's like, I want to make that move because you did it. So it's
Yeah.
like, I know that I can do it. I'm like, yeah, like
You're
wherever
influencing
you
before
want to
you were
go
influencing.
and like wherever you feel that God is calling you to, like go, just make the move. And with me, like it worked out and it worked so perfectly because it gave me the opportunity to be able to come back and for me to make even more money than I was before.
Which is always a good
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Yes. So being the oldest, what's the hardest part that you would say? Or what's the biggest pressure that you have in being the oldest in your family?
Would say trying to make sure that like I'm able to take care of my family, especially like my mom when she gets up in age. I feel the pressure sometimes from that because I feel like my family is going to rely on me heavily because of how far I am in life. And that's not to downplay anybody else in my family whatsoever, but it's like I'm more farther ahead when it comes to like being in my career the money that I make, and so I know that when time comes for my mom, like, she's gonna depend on me
Yeah.
a lot,
Mhm.
and it's like I'm mentally preparing for that, and that's why I'm trying to get the rest of my siblings because I don't want that pressure, I'm young, I'm 26, and for me to be thinking so far ahead like
That's
that,
far
like,
ahead.
it's so far ahead, and it's
Yeah.
like it's made me a lot more now to where it's like there's a lot of things that people are doing same age as me that are doing differently from me. Like they're, having the grandest time of their life. Now, granted, I am having a grand time in my life.
Mhm.
But there are certain things that I just don't do anymore because I'm just like, okay, I have to think far ahead. Like, does it
Yeah.
make sense if I do this, if I do that? And I feel like because of me being the oldest and me trying to be perfect, it has made me shift into that mindset of being like really mature for my age. Which granted, like I appreciate me being mature, but I also am like, okay, I should have fun too at the same time. So that's why like I like to travel and then me being, a content creator, like those are like my fun sides. So then I'm not just so heavily focused on just trying to make sure that I'm successful in life.
Yeah. You said pressure. That's a buzzword.
Yeah, pressure. And it's not me trying to say it in a bad
No,
way.
I don't take it
Yeah.
that way.
No,
There's
no,
no
like it's because
judgment,
I know
but
like some people like when they say like they feel pressure, like they take it like in like a really bad way to where it's like, oh, I feel so much pressure to where I feel like I'm gonna slip into depression or
Yeah.
having like really bad anxiety. And so when I'm saying like pressure, it's more of like me like more mentally being like, okay, I have to do this. Like I have to make it.
Yeah.
There's no option. Like I cannot fail in life like whatsoever. Like I've made it too far for
Mhm.
me to be where I'm at now to like want to stop or to not want to keep going. And so like it's more of like me putting the pressure onto myself, like
Yeah.
just keep going, like keep going. Like even when I feel like, with being a content creator, there are
Mhm.
times where I feel like I want to be farther ahead. Like I see other women content creators doing the same thing as me, lifestyle content, and like they're more farther ahead. And then sometimes I'm just like, okay, what is that I need to do for me to be able to make it to that point? But then I'm like, I need to come back to reality and realize like everyone works at their own pace.
Mhm.
And they're a step ahead of me, which is fine, but it's like I'm gonna get to that point. And when I do, it'll be more humbling for me because it's like I know that I've worked hard to get to that point.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it's not pressure in a bad way, but more and like a good way to keep me to keep going.
Yeah, it's motivation
Yeah.
versus it being um in Kanto
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
you've got the strong sister
Yeah.
and the whole song about pressure and it's
Yes.
like you know and so I
Yeah.
think I think some of that it's almost like a little bit of A, a little bit of B,
Mhm.
right? Where it's like the pressure doesn't always have the feel goods,
Yeah.
but
But
it has its impact to be able to keep the ball rolling,
oh
keep the
yeah.
goals coming in, keep yourself motivated to
Mhm.
be able to, attain
Mm.
your dreams,
Yeah.
right? So you're going into content creating. What made you want to be a content creator?
So I actually had a friend that convinced me to get into content. He was actually in content creation himself. Because I was more of like, "Oh, I don't wanna do TikTok. TikTok is addicting, da, 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 da."
Mhm.
And so it was like he had this, like, news type of, page where, like, he would do commentary on, like, news articles and
Very
news
nice.
videos. His videos was blowing up back during COVID, and, like, he was getting paid by TikTok. And I
Wow.
was like, "Oh, like, I could do that too," because like,
Yeah.
I would love to make passive income. Like, there is no such thing as making too much money in this world. So I was
Mhm.
like, I would love to be able to make passive income off of TikTok. And he
Yeah.
was like, you have the personality, you have the aesthetics, you have the look, so like you should do content creation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Like I even, I had an Instagram already, but it was like I wasn't posting on the time. I wasn't posting any reels. I wasn't
Okay.
talking. So it was more just posting pictures, posting stuff on my story, and then just being done. Now, back in April when I made the TikTok, and then a couple weeks
The TikTok
later
account.
yeah, made the TikTok
Okay.
account, started posting, and then a couple weeks later, I ended up having a viral moment to where I had, like, 200 plus thousands of views,
Wow.
a lot of comments. It was just something very simple. It was like a very simple video that turned into something really huge to where I went from like having 400 followers to now having 14.8K.
Oh my
Like it
gosh.
was huge.
That is huge.
So
I didn't even know. I
yes,
just resonated with you at
yeah.
Mercedes and Mass, and I was like, I like her.
Yeah, it was something very simple, like, because they're like with TikTok or like with Instagram, like it's all about trends.
Okay.
And I had seen a trend where like a person was like, I want to go viral, da 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 da. And I was like, maybe what if I did this? So I literally
Mhm.
I was in the car recording it and I was like, I want to go viral. This is what you have to do to go viral. And then boom, it
That is really cool.
exploded and it gave me that momentum to be like, you know what, I want to keep going.
Yeah.
And so I was posting more of like my personality.
Mhm.
And then people were telling me like, oh, you should make a YouTube channel. And I was like, so
Yeah.
maybe. And then there came a time where I actually met with another content creator.
Yeah.
We started around the same time,
Okay.
and she had made it past 10K as well. And we ended up celebrating together. And I went to Publix and I got us a little cake that said 10K on it. And there was a guy in the bakery. Oh, I cannot remember his name, but
Uh-huh.
he was like, I told him, I was like, hey, can you write 10K on the cake for me? And he was like, oh, what are you celebrating? I was like, oh, I made it past 10K followers on TikTok. And he
Uh-huh.
was like, I feel like I've seen you somewhere. And I was like, where? He's like, on TikTok. Like, I seen you on my For You page. And I was like, really?
Come on.
Like, wow, that was like a real moment for me. Like, wow. Like, I've never like had anybody say to me like, oh, I've seen you from social media off
Yeah.
of your videos, anything like that. So I was just like, oh, I gotta keep going now. I gotta
Yes.
keep going. And so I ended up having 2 more viral videos, very simple from
Yeah.
TikTok. And so ever since then, I was like, you know what? I want to be able to do that for my Instagram as well. But
Yeah.
Instagram's algorithm's hard.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna give up. We're just gonna keep going.
Yeah, just figure out the rhythm, man, because they keep switching it
Yes.
up. And I'm not like, so this podcast, as you know, is called the Exhausted Superwoman, and it is a safe space for high functioning Black women that are tired, right?
Yes.
But we
Yes.
still, I mean, we still put our cape on and we still keep it
Yeah.
moving. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so when I had met you at Mercedes and Matt's, I was like, she's so beautiful. She's so perky. She's young. She's creative. And you brought this type of energy that was just like, hey guys, I'm going to be here. This is what I'm unapologetic about. Like, you know, so it was just, it was very refreshing. Right. So, and I love meeting people in that type of conversation, right? Where you're meeting somebody off the street and you're like, I like this person. Like, let's lean in and like, let's do some things together. Like, I think this will be magical, right? And so without the background, without the titles, you know, and so I didn't know that. That is so amazing. Like, I'm proud of you because for what it's worth, as a younger sibling looking up to my older sibling, like my sister, you know, when I was younger, I felt like because she could do it, I could do it.
Yeah.
And you give so much permission not only to your sister, I'm sure also your brother, maybe in different ways, but there are other women like you that are working through finding their voice. They're working through finding their space in their own little pocket of the world of social media. And I'm sure it's not rainbows and sunshines.
Oh, no.
Hopefully there's not comments that are ugly, but there can be comments that I've seen it. You know, you got these trolls that are online that ain't got nothing else to do.
Nothing.
But to be on your page, and it's like, who are you and where did you, why? Just why? Who are
They're
you?
bored and have nothing else better to do in their life.
And that can easily, I can only imagine how that can be, it can be hurtful, harmful at times, probably, right? Because this is the work that you're putting in, not only in your livelihood, but you're talking about passive income. You're talking about retiring your mom and taking care of her. I'm sure you have big, beautiful dreams that you want to be able to accomplish without feeling like you robbing Peter to pay Paul, the bar for Susan. And, you know, and the economy seems like it's not getting any better. So you're trying to position yourself at a very fruitful age. I won't say young because I remember being 26 and I'm like, oh, I am on the top of the world. Like, can't nobody tell me anything. Like, I'm not no little 18-year-old. Right?
Like, I'm a grown
I got my
woman.
degrees. Yes, I'm a grown woman. Thank you. You're like, I am adulting. And so for you to be able to be in this space of content creation and have your degrees, it's like, okay, I've got that checked off. Let me lean more into my creative space. Because when you are a natural, like you can tell that whatever environment that you're in, like you're supposed to be there. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Where
it
some people, it's
does.
just kind of like, no, honey, this
No,
is
it's
not,
not.
this ain't your gift. You have many, but this might not be it. Tell me more about like your level of comfortability with discovering, like, did you do for content creation? Because I'm new to it. I may look like I know what I'm doing.
You know what you're doing. I think you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you. I'm just here, right? Now, I do have a history with being in these types of spaces, not necessarily podcasting. But as far as just the newness, right? We are degreed women. Degreed women.
This is on a degree.
Big emphasis. Okay, I have put in my time. I have turned in my tests. I have got my papers. Okay, and so now we're kind of in this space. I get really comfortable. I get like really Southern. So like, don't judge me.
I'm countryside. I have a real, from what my people,
the drawl.
It's country. So if it ever comes out, just know I'm very comfortable.
Me too. I'm like, okay, it's coming out right now. So for us being in this space of social media, content creation, and you being a degreed woman, do you feel like what are your thoughts about that? I don't even know how to ask that question, but is there times where you have been maybe pressured or you believe that you should be doing the thing that you went to school for versus like I want to create content because
Yeah.
I'm really good at it and I love being in this
Word.
space. Like, does that make sense?
Yes. So the funny thing about it is I'm actually a biology. Well, I have my bachelor's in biology, health science. My dream was to always go to medical school. I wanted to be OBGYN. But when it came time for me to graduate from college, I never prepared myself for the MCAT. It was like I started into work immediately and I got introduced to research. And I fell so in love with research, so in love, especially within pathology, because that's the study of tissue. So, like, I'm over here doing studies on cancer patients, and so that was my calling during the time. And then our lab, of course, was grant funded, so they ran out of funds for us.
Okay.
So it was like I had to transition to something else. So now, you know, with me working from home, I do still work in the medical field, but I'm
Okay.
also in the corporate side world now, which is different coming from me just being in the hospital setting, research setting to now I'm in both healthcare and corporate. So it's like I created a balance. Like when it comes for me, like with work, I work. When I'm not working, like, that is my time for me to do content. That's my time for me to be around friends, my family. So it's like I turn it off. Like, I don't wanna talk about work when I'm not working. But when I'm working, we could talk about work.
About whatever
We
you
could
want to.
anything you want to with work.
Yes.
But when I'm off the clock and I'm
Yeah.
not working, like, I don't wanna talk about work. And I feel that, us as women, like, we can be so driven to be our own boss and to make it up the ladder within our career to where we forget to also be ourselves, be as women. So
Yes.
for me, like creating a balance, like I like to do feminine things. Like I like to get my nails done, my hair done. So I'm, shooting content with that. I like to go shopping and so it's all about creating a balance because us as women, like we could do all things.
We
Like I believe we
can.
could do all things.
I believe that
And
too.
so I'm like, okay, you know what? I can have my work side of me, which is my very serious side. And then outside of work, like I'm my fun side, I'm my girly side. And it's, once again, just creating that balance because when you don't have that balance, you get so lost within in life to where you're so just work focused to where you're missing out on things in life.
That's so wise. I mean, there's women double your age that are still they're still navigating that balance that you're talking about where you can wear multiple hats. I call it compartmentalization.
Yeah. That
I
is
seem to
I
do it very
like
well.
that.
I like it.
I like yeah,
Have
I
it.
like that.
And then sometimes we can have a little integration. We can weave in some things, right? Like we can still be boss lady, but still kind of let our hair down and be a little playful.
Yeah.
But working in healthcare, right? And also doing the creative side, it almost requires you to have a little bit of that balance so that way you can say, okay, in this space, this is how I want to show up and I'm okay. And you're still your full version of who you are.
Yeah. 'Cause you can get burnt out
So quick.
so quick. You get burnt out, and it's like, I feel for nurses because with nurses, like, 'cause I used to do CNA work, and so the nurses are, like, the main ones seeing their patients versus doctors, and so it's like I see that nurses get burnt out, and it's like that's why always in the healthcare, like, they're always wanting nurses because it's like having to do the 12-hour shifts and, like, being there for the patients more than the doctors, like, it can be tiring, and so I knew me personally, like, I didn't wanna do nursing, but I commend to all the nurses, like, I commend to them because
Oh, yeah, it is. They're like a lot of them are the backbone
Yeah.
of that
That's
environment
yeah,
because it's not only the 12-hour shift,
yeah,
but it's also like the physical exertion, the
yeah.
mental exertion, making
Mhm.
sure that you're doing detailed notes, making sure that you're having the bedside manner
Yeah.
for that patient. And let's be honest, like if you're a patient, you're not
Yeah.
always the nicest
'Cause
because who wants to
woo,
be admitted to
had
a
those
hospital and be there held hostage?
was
And
fair
still,
share.
yeah. So it's a lot, and I think it's okay to acknowledge that like nurses, they are one of the professions that are grossly underappreciated, a
Very.
lot of times underpaid,
Yeah.
and overworked, right? So you have that cluster
Mhm.
and
Oh,
you
yeah.
get burnout,
You
you
get
get
burned
exhaustion.
really
So
quick.
that's fair.
Yeah,
That's
you get
absolutely fair to say.
and so just knowing like I have a couple of nurse friends, they're also in content creation. And so I
Yeah.
see them making and having that balance and,
Yeah.
having relationships, children, being in a happy space outside from work. And so I'm just like, I could do that and I'm not even a nurse. So it's like, why not?
Yeah.
Why not do that? Just me personally, like I'm a really girly girl, so I like to do girly girl things. And so those are the things that like brings me joy and brings a balance because I'm literally sitting at a desk, staring at the computer, typing, communicating with doctors and nurses about their patients for work overnight. And so sometimes I'm just like, do I really want to do this? But then it's like once I'm clock out and I'm done, I'm going to sleep. Or if it's the weekend, I'm going
Yeah.
out, having fun. So it's like I create that balance so then I don't get to that point where I feel burnt out to where I don't
Yeah.
want to do it anymore.
Yeah. That's so essential. That's what I'm saying. Like women double, dare I say triple your age, right? 2, 4, 6. Okay, yeah, we can say triple.
Yeah.
I'm science based. I'm not
Yeah.
math based,
Oh,
so we're
yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna judge, right?
Hey,
But
I'm science too, so I agree
I'm
here.
like,
We here.
can we do triple? I
Yeah.
think we can do
You
triple. That are still learning to navigate healthy outlets.
Yeah.
And I really believe the social content part of being a content creator allows you to have that outlet, right?
Mhm.
So you're
Yeah.
not experiencing exhaustion and burnout in the day to day as far as the professional.
I feel like like our generation
Yeah.
is helping like the older women
Well, absolutely.
to be able to make that balance because now I'm seeing a lot more of like women in their 40s, their 50s, and their 60s on TikTok creating
Mhm.
videos. And I'm
That's me, girl. Listen, I'm part of. I know she. You was on TikTok. I did 40 this year, and I am now on TikTok. So I am one
Yeah.
of those people. But you know what? What you're saying is so truthful because women of your caliber and your age group, right, give us permission to say, "Oh, okay, I can do that."
Yeah.
Because what happens in my brain, it's
Mhm.
like I'm too old to be sitting. I am too. I be sitting in front of somebody's camera, dancing, and I mean,
Mhm.
it's this. I feel stupid. You know what I mean? Like I feel stupid. I feel silly. I feel like I'm gonna be judged. I feel like somebody's gonna slide in the DM. And then you get to a point where you're like, okay, and who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
If they gonna say it,
Yeah.
girl, go on and say. And I would rather somebody say it to my face or
Mhm.
or on a message or whatever than for them to say it behind my back or in their mind. And even if they are saying it's like, okay, and
I'ma still keep
you
going.
still gonna be.
Yeah.
Did you die?
You're watching me, so it don't
It
matter.
doesn't. And also, it allows us to have permission to live in between those worlds.
Yeah.
Is what I'm learning. Like
Mhm.
my own self-discovery and saying, I want to talk about stuff, and there's a space for it and there's a need for it. And so I don't have to do it in a traditional way. I can just turn my camera on and be like, "Hey girl, talk to me about like whatever it is." You know what I mean? And if we as a millennial, because I
Mhm.
told you I'm a millennial, okay,
Okay.
it allows us permission to say, okay, I can do all of those things and still be authentically me. Does
Yeah.
that make sense? Versus living in a linear mindset of like, well, I went to school because that's how my mom raised me that way. She's
Yeah.
like, No, honey, you
Let's go.
you
Yeah, my
gonna get
mom,
that degree.
she definitely did that with me.
For
Like,
sure,
you're going
degree. Oh yeah, that's non-negotiable, right? Like
Mhm.
for many of us,
Yep.
it's you gonna get this degree, and the
Yep.
mindset is you will always have something to fall back on,
Mhm.
if something ever happens, right? But now we're in this whole, like, I feel like Aladdin, we're in this whole new world,
Yeah.
okay? And content creators like yourself are our mirrors as at least as millennials,
Mhm.
right? That can say, I can do all of those things
Ye
and be more balanced
Yeah.
in all of those worlds.
Yeah, and then it's also too, like, there's a lot of, like, doctors that are in content creation as well, like, with their
Yeah.
patients, but it doesn't mean just because they're in content creation that they want to quit what it is that they're doing in their career. It's more
Mm.
of adding to it, and so that's why I'm like, I'm fine with, like, with me being in my career, like, I'm fine with that. But I also am fine with making passive income as well. Like, so if I get brand deals, like I'm gonna
Mhm.
take that because that's
Yes.
more money. But it doesn't mean that I wanna leave out from that, at least not anytime soon right now.
Yeah.
Maybe later down in life, I'll be like, okay, like I'm making really good money off of content. Like I can just do content
Yeah,
solo.
step back.
But for me, like right now, I'm like, no, like I'm not gonna just only rely on content. Like that's gonna
Mhm.
be added on bonus to what it is that I'm already doing in my
Yeah.
career.
So as a content
Yeah.
creator, take me through your day. Like if you're
Yeah.
doing a video,
Mhm.
okay, like I'm horrible with the words, honey. I'm like, I don't know. Like if you're
Yeah.
filming that day on
Mhm.
one particular topic or a theme or follow me while I go,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm making this up as I
No, I
go.
mean, you're pretty much on the ball.
Okay, so then tell me what your day to like tell me what that
Yeah.
looks like.
So, of course, like you have to think ahead when it comes to content creation. Like for
Okay.
me, I know like I like to film me like doing my hair, like my updos. Those
Mhm.
do pretty well. So like I'm, film my updos, but I'm like, okay, if I know I'm gonna be out later that day, like I need to at least start getting ready 2 hours before my regular time because I'm having to stop film, make sure it's at a good angle, check to see if I need to do something else. So it's like it's very you have to really put in time. And
Okay.
so if I'm gonna do content that day, like it's gonna pretty much be for the entire day of me doing content so then I can have stuff to post throughout the week.
So it's a content day.
Yes, a content day. And I'm
Okay.
trying to get more onto schedule.
Okay. Hey, there's no
Because
judgment
I
here.
used to just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna film today. I'll post tomorrow or later on during the week or whatever. But
Okay.
now, like with me having a partner and
Uh-huh.
him seeing the envision in me, he's like, no, you need to be more strategic. You need to think of a plan, have a calendar. Yeah, have a calendar. And
Hey.
so I'm like, okay, all right, so if I know I'm gonna be going out for this day,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be shooting content all day. So then I can
Okay.
have stuff to put together for the week. Like, because usually with content, like you can throw videos together,
Mm.
a reel like for Instagram or like a little TikTok for TikTok,
Mhm.
and that could be your a day in my life.
Okay.
I went to a nail salon, showing the nail salon, showing my nails,
Mhm.
or going to the grocery store. A lot of people film going to the grocery store, like simple things like that.
Okay.
People will do, and so like me, I don't think I filmed. No, I have not filmed like going to the grocery store.
Okay.
But I do go to the grocery store. Like, but I have not filmed in the grocery store because I'm still getting comfortable with filming out in public,
Okay.
especially with it being by myself. And so I have not done the grocery store, but like me going to the mall.
Okay.
I'll film me going to the mall, what I've purchased, or like me trying on dresses, how they look versus how they look online. Like I'll do stuff like that. So I try to be strategic so that I'm not burnt out because there was a point in time where I was feeling in the beginning burnt out because it was like I was just thinking of just only doing content right then and there and not thinking, okay, let me dedicate a day of doing content so then I can have stuff for the week so I can keep building up on my videos so then I don't run out of being able to post any.
Yeah. That
Um
makes sense. Instead of it being just an isolated action, like I'm going, I don't know, I'm going to go run one errand
yeah,
for that
that
day.
day.
You
Yeah.
only really have the content for that
That
particular
particular
errand
thing. Yeah.
versus if you're getting your hair done
Yeah.
at home, you're like,
Mhm.
I can do an
That
updo
too.
video.
Yep.
I can do how I'm getting ready. Maybe me going to go get coffee
Probably,
or
yeah.
tea.
that. So
Okay.
those are
Okay.
like videos that you could do for like a day in my life, or join me for a day in my life, or like if I'm getting my hair done, that's just hair content by itself.
And you said it does really well.
And it does, my hair content does really well.
Why does it do really well? Not to say that you don't have amazing hair. I'm just saying.
Well, for one, like my very first video that went really, really good with on Instagram and TikTok, besides the I want to go viral, was with the K-tips, because a lot of Black women are like on the fence about if they want to do K-tips or not, because they're like, oh, you know, it's keratin, you know, bonded onto like my real hair. What if my hair breaks out or stuff like that? And so I went to the stylist here in Atlanta, and then I also went to a stylist in Pittsburgh during the time she did my very first one. But it was like, being moving back here, I was like, okay, I need to find someone that does them here as well. So I found a stylist. She does an amazing job. Her name is Kenya.
I love
Does an
that.
amazing job with K-tips, and they're like invisible K-tips. And she did them, and like I posted it on TikTok, and like she gained a client. Well, she probably gained a couple maybe, but she has told me like she gained a client from my TikTok because of how my hair looked. And I was just like, okay, so they like the hair content, right? So I was like, all right, let me start doing more hair content as well, because I know with Invisible K-tips, like that's an investment. And for me, like I'm able to make that investment, but some people aren't. And so I'm like, okay, what is it that I could do that's simple, that's also affordable as well? So I'm like, okay, updo hairstyles, right? Sewing. Okay. So with this sewing, like I just got it done, only paid $175 for it.
Come on,
so
somebody.
I'm like, that's hair content there that's more affordable for those, especially during holiday time, that want to have their hair done and that can't afford doing K-tips. I'm like, all right, we're gonna do sewing. Her. Never met her before then. I was just on TikTok scrolling one day and seeing there was a woman that posted that she got a $200 sewing install.
Which is a great price. Now, before I had my hair locked, honey, I was the queen of sewing, okay? So when I tell you budgeting is essential.
It's essential, yes.
And making sure that you go to somebody that's quality, you ain't having just anybody in your head, okay? And that you looking flawless. Okay, so tell me about this experience.
So, the sweetest, her name is Amber. The sweetest. Of course, like she knows that I'm a content creator. So like ahead of time, I think it was like a week before my appointment, I had texted her. I was like, hey, like, I'm a content creator. I would love to shoot content. And she was like, yeah, like, of course, like, it's okay. And so like I came with my DJI, and we was just vibing like the whole time. And my install looked so beautiful. So with Amber, even though like she does hair, she has a little bit of content. So she was telling me like a lot of her clients tell her like, oh, she should do more content because her work is good. And so I was like, you know what? I'm glad that I made the content. And I told her like in my appointment, like, I'm gonna send you the content so you can post it, on your page and stuff. Cause like I'm a girl's girl. That's the thing. I'm a girl's girl.
You're a girly girl.
I want for all of us to win, and like I'm just not a stingy person like that to be like, I don't want to share my content with you. Like you should have been filming too. Like no, I was like, I'm gonna send you the content. And so I sent her the content, and like I uploaded it. So every time like when I upload it or like I talk about my hair, like I'm always tagging her, so then people know like get with her. And like I would never tell a lie to someone. Like if I didn't have a good experience and if I didn't like it, then I'm not gonna tell people you should go to this person,
right?
Or you should do this and do that. Like, nah, I'm not gonna lie, because then y'all gonna come to me and be like, you
not it.
And I'm just like, whoops, like, I don't want that. That's pressure. Then, like, people coming to you and be like, you're lying. That is pressure. Right
and
there.
it's on a public platform too. And these people, when I tell you, they come for
you down like real fast. They will cancel you.
Yeah, that part. So tell me about your appointment with Amber.
Yeah, Amber, sweet, so sweet. We were just vibing. Like, we were just talking about how, like, a lot of artists that we listen to is underrated. Like, Wale has a new album out, and he's so underrated.
He's so dope.
He deserves his flowers.
He does.
We were just talking about that, and we were talking about, like, Frank Ocean. They were talking about the whole Diddy documentary.
Girl, listen.
So we were just having really good conversations, and it felt as if like that's the homegirl, like, and I'm just like, oh, we locked in, like.
So you got good pricing, you
Yeah.
got good energy. She got
Yes.
you looking. So I mean, listen,
Yeah.
you done got a whole referral. So
A
for
whole-
her, what was the best part of sharing space with Amber? Because she's working on self-care for you, but it's also building your own content, right? And to be able to have that organic exchange.
It was very organic.
Yeah.
It felt as if like I've known her for so long, and then also like we're around the same age too.
Mhm.
We enjoy doing the same things. Like she's amazing. And
Yeah.
so I just felt that connection. Like as soon as we started talking, and then she was like so sweet when it came to like me trying to set up. She's like, if you need time to set up, that's fine. And then at the end of my appointment, she was like, you can have the room, do content, whatever. Like just let me know when you're done. I was just like, I'm appreciative of stylists that's like that, because it's not just about you making the money, but you're also building the connection, because the connection is what's going to make your clients come back for more and more and more.
Oh,
And
that's
for them to
right.
be loyal to you. So it's like, I was like, yeah, girl, I know who to go
Like,
to for
I
my
got you, honey,
sew-ins. Like, I
and
got
tagged.
you.
Yeah.
So, like, literally, I tag her every time I talk about my hair.
Yeah.
Anytime, like, I do my updo, like, I'm tagging her, like, oh, sew-in installed by, and at her @name. And so I'm just like, yeah, like, I hope and pray that, her clients build, or like people from my following, like they go to her, because that would make you feel good. Like she's like someone that follows you, like they told me like they loved your install, and so they want for me to do their install. Like that would make me feel good.
And that they trust you,
Mhm.
right? So
Yep.
like the difference, so humanizing,
Yep.
humanizing a content creator is really important, because we have both sides of the coin almost, right? We have, and they've done documentaries on this, where you have
Yeah.
social media content creators that
Yeah.
they're living one life online.
And
It's completely
yes.
opposite on the other side,
yeah.
right? Like deep
Yeah.
documentaries.
Deep. Like
How do you humanize your content?
just me being me.
Yeah.
Like how I am when I'm filming is how I am in real life. And like I said before, like I'm a girl's girl. And so like I've experienced seeing where a lot of these content creators that have these big followings and people love them online, they are not who they are in real life.
Yeah, that sucks.
They're not a girl's girl. Like they're very stuck up and have their nose in the air. And it's just like, I will never be that, like,
Yeah.
at all, like, ever. And so with me seeing that, I'm just like, no, like, no one's gonna ever say they met me and I was this and that apart from what I post on social
Yeah,
media. Like
your
who
true
I am on
character.
social media and what I talk about, like that is who I am in real life.
That's
And
right.
that's me being authentically me.
Yeah, I love that.
Mhm.
So when I first met you, my question to you was, what are you most unapologetic about in this season of your life? And so the beauty in that question is that, one, it kind of depends on what mindset we're in. We're like, which one am I going to choose today? Now knowing, for me, because you already knew that you were a content creator and like a badass queen. That's like, first of all, I'm degreed.
Yeah, I'm degreed
Yeah,
too.
I'm degreed. And
Let's put strong emphasis. I'm degreed too, guys. So just
yes.
let y'all know.
Yeah, it's like exhaustion for you is what?
I would say exhaustion for me. That's actually a really good question.
I mean, thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
really good.
yeah, it's layered.
question.
It's layered because you're living in
Exhaustion
these.
for me, I would say, is if I'm not able to do what it is that I say that I'm going to do, or that I feel that I can't do, is me feeling exhaustion, because I'm just like, I'm trying, and I feel like I'm not getting to where I want to be. Instead of being patient with myself, giving myself grace, and admiring how far that I've come so far, I feel like I can become very exhausted with myself and putting like barriers around myself. Like, I feel like I can't do it. I don't know what to do. I'm like a chicken with his head cut off. Like,
Figure it out.
and I'm just like, oh, I'm exhausted. To be able to balance that out, like I will take time to myself. And that's why I've said, like, certain parts on social media, like I will post, but then there are other parts that I keep private. Like my love life, like they know, like, I'm in a relationship because I have a reel.
Okay.
I have a reel where he asked me to be his girlfriend, and it was a whole helicopter thing, and it has been doing really, really good, like, really good, and so the people know that I'm in a relationship, but we don't post each
Yeah, the
other.
details and the
Like,
nuances of
yeah,
your
like,
connection.
I'm, like, a protector
Mhm.
of that, and he is as well, and so we have that understanding, like, there's just certain things that I don't wanna post on social media or talk about that is very protective
Mhm.
to me because not a lot of people wanna see you happy out in this world.
No, they don't. You gotta keep that thing private
Yeah.
for as much as you
A lot of people
can.
feed off negativity
They
when it comes
do.
to social media. And it's like, I'm never gonna be on social media being negative in that sense. Like, I might say my opinion and it might not resonate with you or you might not agree, but I'm not gonna be negative on social
Yeah.
media. Mm.
Gonna be grounded
Yeah.
in what your purpose is and why you're doing what you're doing, right?
Mhm.
And so parts of your life have to be
Yeah,
they almost have to
private.
be
Yeah.
private and protected,
Yeah. And
and for your intimacy too,
yes,
right? So
yes.
that's not disrupted because people like to be in
Be
other
all
people's
they
business.
like to be all up in your
Oh, yeah, even if
business.
it's not from the negative side, it's just kinda
Mhm.
like, "Okay, yeah, but I'm still human, and
Yeah.
I still need to process things,"
Yeah, and at the
and
end, they're
there's
like,
ebbs and flows in
I'm
life.
not perfect by no means whatsoever, so I'm never trying to or gonna portray that I'm perfect on social media, like,
Yeah.
I'm human. At the end of the day, I still make mistakes, and so I might not talk about my mistakes all the time, but when I do, like, just know, like, I'm trying to motivate you or motivate someone to make a better decision or a better choice than what I've done,
Yeah.
and so just certain things is okay not to post on social media or to talk about.
Mhm.
Like, not everything has to be for the internet,
That's right.
but some people are into that and kudos to them, but just for
Mhm.
me personally, I'm just like, I'm gonna show the world what I wanna show the world.
Yeah.
And if you know in real life, then you know.
And that's
But
who need to know,
and that's
is
who
what's
needs to
in real
know. Like if
life.
you don't know, then you don't know.
That's right, yeah. So when you feel exhausted, when you feel feelings of exhaustion and what that looks like within your body and your mind, what tools,
Yeah.
resources, what are your practices that help to reground you and help to reset you?
Yoga. Yoga, going to the gym. I have a gym membership, and so, like, we get yoga classes that we can
Mhm.
sign up for or, like, cycling, I like to do cycling.
Okay.
So I put my fitness and wellness
Mhm.
to the forefront when I'm feeling exhaustion,
Yeah.
or when I'm feeling burnt out. I'm like, "Nah, Imma go do some yoga. Imma do some Pilates." I recently, like, looked into wanting to do, like, ballerina classes. Just growing up, like, I didn't get to experience those type of things, like, doing ballet. I did cheerleading,
Mhm.
but, like, I've always looked at myself like, "Oh, I could have been a ballerina," you know? So it's like those things like that with wellness, I
Yeah.
put those to the forefront whenever I feel exhaustion.
Yeah. If you had to speak to the woman that follows you, what would you say to her?
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Keep going. You're doing an amazing job and just continue to be you because at the end of the day, the people that resonate with you, they will be with you forever. You'll have your community and you'll have those that will always support you versus the ones that are just only temporarily that just want to the benefit from being associated with you.
Mm.
And just continue to live life.
That's inspiring. I
Thank
love that.
you.
I'm telling you, you are literally leap years.
I know. Which I
Beautiful.
have been told that so many
Yeah.
times, but it's like I get that a lot from my grandparents because my mom had me at 18. And so I was just around them a lot. And so a lot of like my maturity, my wisdom came from them. And so I'm very appreciative because I'm just like, I could have been out here wild and for real at my
Listen.
age.
And older too,
Yeah.
because it's like, wow, it does not have an
Yeah,
age.
wild. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
there are people in their 40s. I'm just like, wow, like you're athletes if you're in your
Yeah.
20s.
You need
Like,
to go.
let's
Okay.
just
So that's
reevaluate your life.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a gift for you to be able to have access to that level of wisdom, right? Because that has now been ingrained in your DNA, in your nervous
Yeah.
system. So you're able to pivot and maneuver in such a unique way that not only are you inspiring your siblings, you're inspiring those who trust you on
yeah.
your, you know, to and
Yeah.
through life.
Yeah. I just wanna, say thank you to you for even allowing me to be on your platform because when I posted on my close friends that I was gonna be doing like a long interview with you, like a lot of my friends were very supportive and messaged me saying, "Congratulations, I love this for you." And so it just really truly means a lot because then I know like what I'm doing is right. And I do have a community that does support me, especially women. So
Yes. Ashe. I am I'm so honored to be in these types of spaces with
Mhm.
us because our stories are our own medicine. Women coming together, especially Black women coming together, we are each other's medicine. There
Yes.
is so much more power in our togetherness. And so
Yeah.
when we're in the space to create like a larger table with more
Mhm.
chairs, it's like we all can
It
be
can be
great.
great. Yes, we can all be and I feel like we could all really stick together because social media, like, hello, it's huge. We don't have to be against each other or trying to compete
Mhm.
with one another. Like, we could all win out
We
here
can.
and get a bag. But
That's the bonus is the bag.
all get a bag, but it's like some women don't understand that and they wanna compete. And it's like, I don't have to compete. I'm not here for that. Like, I'm a girl's girl, so you support me, I'm gonna support you.
I love this girl's girl. Yeah. Tell us
Thank
what girl's
you.
girl means.
Yes, a girl's girl is a girl that is fine with knowing that another woman is ahead and they're not feeling envy. They're not feeling jealous. They're being supportive 100%. And that person is supporting them back, even though they could toot their nose down and be like, oh, I have a higher status than you. Like, no, they're supportive 100%. Like, you interviewed with my friend Alicia. She has a really big following with her, facility, and, like, even though she has, like, a bigger platform, a bigger following, like, we don't compete with each other, like, we support one another, like, I'm reposting her stuff, she's reposting my stuff, so it's like, those moments there is what I cherish the most, and I've even told her, like, I appreciate her because there is not a lot of women out here that wanna support other women, like, when they make it up to the top, it's just about them, and, like, for me, like, I want for everyone around me to win.
Yeah. And I love that. And she like so I'm excited because I'll be interviewing her in the next
Yeah,
couple weeks.
yeah,
And she told me that she was an entrepreneur,
yeah,
but she didn't tell me what she did. And I was looking through her channel and it made me start crying
yeah,
because she caters to a special population that
yeah,
is um a lot of times left behind.
times yes,
And for her to be able to create a safe environment for them to stay
yeah,
well and connected and socializing with others
yes,
and to be cared for in that
no
way
way,
is
yeah, incredible, amazing, like,
it's
we've
incredibly
known each
special.
other since middle school. Of course, like, we got separated, once we went to high schools, we went to different high schools, but
Yeah.
we've always somehow stayed in contact with each other, and so now that I've moved back here, like, we've been
Yeah.
going to
You picked
brunch.
up
Yeah,
where you left
we
off.
picked where we
Nothing
left off
changed.
of, and just me seeing her doing that, I'm
Yeah.
just like, those are the type of women that I wanna be
That's
around
right.
with. Those are the type
Period.
of friends that I associate with. Like,
Hmm.
we all out here winning in some type of way, but we're also not competing and having envy towards each
Right.
other.
And making an
Yeah,
impact.
making an impact.
I love that. You got me in tears over here, which is, I mean, that's part of our connection is
Yeah,
like, it's one thing to have a goal in mind, to accomplish it, to drive, to hustle, to grind, to do all the things that society will have us believe that we need to be doing. But there's also another side where you have a fellow sister that is like, girl, I see you.
yeah.
Let me help
Thank
carry you and
you.
let me help support you and whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
And do it with a kind
Yeah.
heart, with an open heart, with intentions
Mhm.
to be able to truly uplift one another. I mean, that's what we're wanting to return to. So you're right. You want to be in a collective where you're like,
Yeah.
sis, I see you winning. Let
Yeah,
me help you.
yeah, we all gonna be winning out here. Like,
Yeah.
no, even I tell my sisters, like, no one around me that I am around with, whomever, like,
Yeah.
we're all gonna be successful out here. Like, I'm not gonna let you, or nor do I want to see you fail whatsoever.
Yeah. I love that. Well, thank you so
Thank
much for your
you.
time. Thank you for trusting me with your story. Thank you for trusting this space. It's a new little space in my
I
own
love
little
it though.
world.
I feel like it's really like a good connection with people that you interview, because it's like you have that real close bond and you are just amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank
So that's
you.
all we have for today. But I want to continue to follow along with your journey.
Yeah.
And so as things kind of unfold,
Mm.
I'd love to reconnect
Yes.
maybe in, a space where it's similar to like Matt's and Mercedes and Matt's, but
Mhm.
it's like, I don't know, I have this vision that is kind of unfolding at some
Yeah.
point where it's like we can all sit as a collective
Collective.
and have these
Yes.
conversations.
I think that would be an amazing idea. Actually,
Yeah.
I was thinking a couple of months back of wanting to do something related to like my soft girl
Mhm.
lifestyle or
Yeah.
soft girl habits. I wanted to do like an event where it's maybe like 10 or 15 women. We come together and we all share like how do we balance, being able to be a woman, even though we are in the work field trying to be successful in our careers, but also being able to have that balance of being a woman and enjoying
Yeah.
womanhood.
The sensuality, the
Yes.
femininity, just
Yeah.
it's really the soft life habits.
Yes,
I
it's
love
soft
that.
life.
Girl, please do that. I'll be the first in
When
line,
I
like,
do,
girl, can
I
I
will
just
definitely let
like
you
peek in,
know.
please? Because I
Yes.
just want to be part of the
Yeah.
crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need more environments like that. So let's do it.
Okay. I will definitely let you know when I do. I thought about it. I was like, but I just
It's a
haven't
yes.
put it in the works yet.
Yes.
But it's definitely next year. I'm definitely gonna do that
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. That's gonna be magical. And it's needed. It's a
Yeah.
space that's needed too. So
Mm.
all right. Well, that is our session. I'm still learning how to like stop the
Yeah.
podcast, but can I hug you? Is that
Yes.
okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you. I'm proud of you as well.
Like,
This is really good. Like, you are
I'm
the
really
first and
proud of
only
you.
person that I have done an interview with on a podcast. So I felt really honored when you messaged me that day. I was telling my man, I was like, she wants to do a full interview. So he was just so happy.
Really?
Yeah, he talks about it. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to, okay, so to be in your age group, I don't want to say to be so young, right?
Mhm.
But it's like you have such an impact that's so much more deeper
Yeah.
than like social media is the vehicle, but the message that you have will change the trajectory of many people that follow you. Like
Yeah.
that is truly, that's the download that I'm having is like, you are meant for this. So even
Yeah.
though like your friend was
Mhm.
like, yeah, I'm doing the
Yeah, the
news and
news.
we doing it, it's
Yeah.
like the gift that you
Mhm.
have,
Yeah.
social media is just the
To the
platform.
platform. Yep.
But the
Mhm.
message allows there to be this global um I don't know, this global transport. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's deeper than
And
the
it's
beauties.
beauty.
Like you're talking
Yeah.
about truly taking care of yourself. And a lot of us don't do that.
I feel like too, with being a woman, like even with me being in my relationship, I still create a balance within myself. So
Yeah.
like when it comes to my social media, like I told him like my social media is not going to be surrounded around our relationship.
Mm-mm.
Like there will be some times where I may post some things like when we go out, but like it's not gonna be a couple's page.
Mm-mm.
And like what I'm building is for myself, and he's like all for it.
Support for this podcast comes from Kountz Wellness Collective, where healing meets real life.